Hello, my astrology friends. This is Lada from AstroladaOfficial, and these are your February 2025 horoscope. February is the prelude to the most intense period of 2025, which will be March and April, because all the planets will be passing through Pisces and Aries in March and April, going retrograde, eclipses, changing signs. Oh, so exciting. But February is the preparation month with some very positive effects that we'll receive from the universe. First of all, it's Jupiter is turning direct. Here it is, my calendar, my 2025 calendar. You can have it now. It's 200 pages, almost interactive. But first of all, Jupiter around the 4th turns direct. And this is a great blessing. When Jupiter turns direct, here is the text for it, but you can start seeing results and rewards for previous actions. We can get the blessings from above, resolutions of moral problems of some sort, just the turning of the winds. Jupiter becomes much more stronger. I call it like double Jupiter when it starts turning direct, because it's energy, it's basically stationary pretty much the whole of February around the 11th 12 degrees of Gemini, and it's a very auspicious degree because right behind Jupiter, where it's turning direct and it's going to become stronger and things will start moving forward for us, it's the most auspicious star in the sky, the star Aldebaran, which in ancient astrology is the star of wealth, of blessings, of fortune. So this is a good omen for the finances of the world. Jupiter is turning direct there. So hopefully, generally, all of us will see some financially, some improvement in your personal life. It will depend where it affects you, what kind of blessings this Jupiter with Aldebaran will bring. The bullseye, the luckiest star. But yes, that's the one good side of it. And we're going to have Venus entering into Aries, where it's going to stay 3 months, the whole of February, the whole of March, then it skips April, and the whole of May. So when Venus is so long in a sign, it's going to give us blessings there in certain area of our life. Think back to 2017 around the spring. There was a similar situation there, but I'll go through each of the 12 signs to see. Venus always improves and makes better whatever area it passes through, despite of its retrograde motion, which will start in March. Its final goal is to make something perfect, more balanced, more worthy of our time, more pleasant, more easy to receive help there in some way, to improve it, to make it better. So certain areas of your life you're going to be making better and improving. And another big event is that Mars is turning direct towards the end of February, 23 degrees. It's been retrograde December, January, most of February. As I said, I expect this Mars retrograde to bring changes, corrections of the prices of real estate, of borders, of countries, and maybe stalling back wars because Mars is moving retrograde in some way. But there will be kind of like maybe endings of fights, of battles, or easing off of difficulties in such areas. If there was problems, they start getting fixed. If there was inflammatory conditions, flus, hopefully will become less so, and energy and productivity will increase. You might see the results of working hard on something and starting to see the results of it. And emotionally, people will not be as tense and so sensitive and touchy as they are during Mars retrograde. But that's mostly towards the end of the month that we'll see those improvements. And the other big event that is happening is the North Node with Neptune. We've never seen this in our lifetime, and we'll never see it again, because Neptune will never be again in Pisces, and North Node with Neptune in Pisces is once in a lifetime experience. They're joining together. The whole February, March is under its influence. They're within a degree all the time together. It's going to get surreal, guys. Neptune is otherworldly planet. Pisces is otherworldly energy. North Node, wherever it goes and joins Neptune in Pisces, it's like you're in some LSD trip. Some of you will be waking up and wondering, do I live on Earth, or what is this different reality? I'm a parallel world of some sort. You'll see it maybe on the news that it's a lot of new energy. North Node starts a new cycle with Neptune for which will be 16 years old, but it's very Piscean. It's unfamiliar. Pisces is unfamiliar. It feels foreign. It's very different. You're waking up in a new world, in a new reality. This will happen in your personal life as well. And also intuition will be through the roof this month. People will be dreaming about past events, past life, future events, because the wall between the worlds thin with this really like a portal to another dimension, Neptune and North Node together. So in some areas of your life, depending where it falls from your ascendant, sun or moon, you might have like epiphanies. God might show you directly through your third eye or through intuitions and hunches and inspirations, some secrets that were revealed for you and that you'll become aware of. But also there is a negative side to Neptune North Node, because all the negative vibrations of Pisces and Neptune can escalate through the North Node. Fears, blame, guilt, fear of the unknown, this kind of low vibrational emotions that is just fears, paranoia, suspicions as well, victimhood states. And so be careful, stay at the high vibrations the whole 2 months, February and March. I would advise you, if you can listen to classical music, to bring in the high vibrations of Neptune, North Node, Pisces, be around nature more, have introspective time alone. We're going to have a lot of Pisces planets, as you can see, not just February, but March and April. So many planets will be there. It's going to be crazy. So this inner work and introspection is good to do, but something magical can come through Neptune North Node, because they open portals to the astral. If you're connected to the high astral, if you're naturally forgiving, kind person, if you can let go of the past, if you can let go of things that no longer serve you, you can have like a divine gift of blessing. Neptune is divine love, unconditional love, and divine grace. And the North Node enhances it in Pisces. So like a miraculous events and even actual miracles, I don't know, Fatima scale can happen around the world, but in your personal life as well, where you're freed from karmas you've been carrying for a long time. Pisces, the last time of paying off the karma. Neptune is also the same energy. The North Node is, kind of escalates all this. So you pay off some debt and you're freed from something. A miracle happens in your life. Like God gives you through unconditional love, not because you deserve it, because God is loving, the Creator is loving. If you turn towards in a prayerful condition, an introspective condition, if you give yourself time after you wake up to go within, there can be some true miracles that happen. And just dreams will be crazy. Just to warn you, Neptune with the North Node, you might be dreaming of things that very vivid dreams that come to the surface, sometimes almost real. Like, just be aware, maybe a bit more rest in February and in March with the so many Pisces energies. But Mars is turning direct, so things will start becoming. But Mars turns direct at the end of February, and Venus and Mercury turn retrograde in March. So it's non-stop February, March. So January, February, March, April. After April, things start becoming much more smoother, guys. But just the preparation phase, and use the Piscean energy of Neptune and the North Node to manifest. And Saturn is there. Neptune is a high ideal. Connect yourself to high refined feelings through art, through music, through imagining how you want things to be, the ideal version of it. And Saturn is there, can make it happen over the next 2-3 months to manifest it. Use this connection to the higher world, so otherwise you don't want to connect to the inner fears, the lower astral, and deception. You have to be careful with Neptune North Node. There'll be many charismatic figures that appear, prophets, gurus, saviors of the world. Neptune Pisces is to save, and people feel very excited about that. But the bubble will quickly burst if such figures are not truthful and aligned to divine order, whether they're rulers, leaders, or people in your personal life. If they're promising you the moon and the stars, which these houses will be very high in February, March, because in April, the North Node and Saturn join together. So the bubble will burst. Saturn is a corrective influence down to earth, And if you don't see results, you have to correct something, or you see the lies, or if it was like a proper inspirational figure or idea you had, you can start manifesting it towards April. This ideal that comes to you now, this inspiration that you divinely download. So wow, what a magical, what a surreal, what another worldly energy we are gonna have. It's gonna get weird, it's gonna get fantastic, it's gonna get intense emotionally. And let's dive into the 12 signs. If you want my personal horoscope for each of the 12 signs for 2025, I'm putting a link below. Each 2.5 hours for each sign. I've poured my soul and heart in them. We sold thousands so far, no refunds, no one has asked for one. People are loving them. If you want to try for your personal sign, I recommend Ascendant. And if you want all 3 Sun, Moon, or Ascendant, it's a discount price. Putting a link below, or the calendar, so you know what is happening every day of the year. But now let's begin for the 12 signs. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, February 2025. Sagittarius, the month starts with Jupiter turning direct in your 7th house, directly looking at you. So Jupiter rules you, first of all, and it's in your 7th house of relationships and others. So you're quite invested in those things till June. But when it turns direct, now from February, things connected to relationships start improving for you, becoming easier. Something new is starting to enter your life there. Or if there were some complications or uncertainty about a business partnership, collaboration, or a personal relationship or a marriage, it starts clarifying when Jupiter turns direct, and you might decide, okay, I'm ready to leave it, or wow, finally the relationship is improving. Because Jupiter will only keep the things that really truly are beneficial for you and that will bring you joy and growth. And if a relationship or partnership is not going to keep bringing you growth in some way, it will be released, and it's not going to be painful, and it will happen easy. But if it's bringing you growth, it will, and there's still juice in it, life force, or your relationship will start improving. Also, 7th house is your business deals, your clients. It can be your audience. It can start growing now, especially if you did some efforts to rethink your relationship with them and your approach or marketing strategy. And I've seen people become viral when Jupiter is in their 7th house with clients, through social media, with the product they have. And now that Jupiter starts moving direct, definitely that's a possibility. I know Jupiter is not very strong in Gemini, but it's becoming direct on the star Aldebaran, which is a very positive star, a fortunate star. It is connected with abundance, with fortune. It's considered one of the luckiest star. So especially if you're Sagittarius in the first, I don't know, like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 degrees of Sagittarius, those middle degrees, Jupiter is turning direct around those degrees. At 11, it influences all 3, 4 degrees before and after. Something very good and positive can come to you, like a turnaround in your life, through help of another, for example, through collaboration, or a good turnaround in the life of your partner, some fortunate event happens, or maybe through some partnership that appears or that you create that will be fortunate, that will grow your riches or opportunities for you in some way. Even for some of you, if you're Sagittarius and you're single, I mean, not all Sagittarius rising people, to some degree, Sun or Moon, will like get married or whatever, but it can truly meet a very beneficial partner from now, February till June 2025. And when someone comes, then Jupiter is in your 7th house, this is good influence for you. This person will help you grow, and you'll help them grow mutually. It's like a good karma for you. Also, you might invest a lot of your energy in growing following, audience, business of some sort, some contract or agreement, or you might sign a successful and lucky contract or agreement of some sort as well. So it's all good for such matters, 7th house matters, negotiation, business, personal relationship, taking on, starting forward to combine your forces with someone, receiving advice for another. rather than trying to do things alone or attracting others in some way. So yeah, that's the good stuff of Jupiter, and and your Jupiter, definitely. So you start feeling like moving forward. And of course, Jupiter doesn't feel so strong in Gemini, but still opportunities will come there. And even more than one, it's Gemini, it's a double sign. More than one opportunity for business, more than one opportunity or contracts, more than one relationship sometimes. Two choices. Which one do I make? Abundance of choices. All right, so if something is coming to you from another in February, even in March or whatever, I think you should open yourself up to it. Something good can come to you from that. Then Venus is entering your fifth house of love. This is relationships and commitment. Venus is fifth house of love. Oh, what's happening here, Sagittarius? And it's gonna stay there till the end of May almost. Ooh, and Jupiter is there till the end of May. Well, Venus dips into your fourth house for a bit in April while it's April while it's retrograde. But for 3 months, February, March, and May, it's going to be in your fifth house of love. So, okay, again, if you're single, Venus always wants to improve a house it is in. Yeah, no, Venus is not so strong again in Aries and is not such a benefic planet for Sagittarius because it rules 6th house and 11th. It's not very connected, but still Venus in the 5th house can trigger love for you. And Jupiter in the 7th, I like all those single Sagittarius. There are many single Sagittarius. They love their freedom. We know that. Sagittarius rising or even moon or ascendant, but there is this glimpse of hope here with 2 planets activating it. That for a long time, and they're 2 gentle, loving planets. On another level, though, when Venus goes retrograde in the 5th house, if you're romantically not satisfied, it will escalate, and you discover some things that and you might ask your partner to correct, to change something, and there'll be willingness from the side of the partner with Jupiter. There's no willingness, you'll very easily let go of such a relationship. Also, it's a good time for the next 3-4 months to get pregnant. Venus in the 5th house. This is activation of creativity. So what do we create? We can create children, or we can create something else. We can create a book. We can create a business. We can create, and Venus is where you put a lot of love, and Venus rules your 6th house of work. So for a lot of you, the creativity might come through work or because of some work, some duties and responsibilities that you make them more enjoyable in some way. Yes, and so you can come up and work on and focus on creating something original. And when Venus goes retrograde, putting final, correcting in some way. Or another way it can play out is that spend more time on enjoyments and fun. Venus is joyous in the 5th house. It's its house of joy, as you call in Western astrology, because it tends to give more of the good stuff of 5th house: holidays, fun, entertainment, enjoyments, romance. Like Casanova, he had Venus, Jupiter in the 5th house. But I'm not saying, no, definitely you'll be more charismatic, more romantic, more, if you want to date multiple people, you can, or if you want to improve your relationship and have more romantic time, more fun time, again, this is good. Or even if you don't want relationship, you can just have a blast, go on holiday, enjoy yourself with friends. This is Venus in the 5th house, but your creative juices are flowing. You're more inspired, and Venus is protecting you physically by looking with a trine towards you those 3 months ahead. And Jupiter is looking directly at you. So Sagittarius is very well protected with its health, especially Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising as well. But health is protected, your physical body is protected by 2 benefics. So Venus in the 5th can indicate more luck as well, more speculative gains in some way. If you've invested, I don't know, you might have bought some Trump coins and they grow, or some Bitcoins or whatever. And you can have some gains of such speculative investments. Or if you're investing in startups, good time with Venus in the 5th house and Jupiter looking at you. Take someone's advice and and you can receive the benefits here with Venus in the 5th house, because 5th house is the good karma we have, and Venus can unlock it. So even it might feel undeservedly for others, but you've done something good in a past lifetime, I'm sure, or earlier, and that can bring you the good results of it. 5th house is also spiritual practices. So some of you might find themselves enjoying, because Venus is something you love to do, more spiritual practices than normal, while Venus in the 5th house is also can improve the relationship with your children. Sorry, I got distracted a little bit there. Relationship with children. And when it goes retrograde, you can revise it so you can improve it and make it more just and fair even. Also, romantically, if there is no justness and fairness in your romantic relationship, the retrograde phase of Venus in March will make you correct it. And if it's a good relationship, you would improve it much more after that. People who are naturally artistic and creative, who love sport, 5th house is sport, and Venus rules the 6th house, which is exercise for health, but going in the 5th house for a long time, you can truly start enjoying exercise and some sport, especially in areas that will improve your health, but you do it in a fun way as well. So these are a lot of the ways it can manifest. Creative project, more inspiration, more joy, more fun as well overall. But we have other planets as well. Which planets are? What else is happening? The North Node and Neptune are joining in your 4th house. And for the whole February, they're together. And we have a lot of planets there in the 4th house. Saturn, Mercury. So interesting, and they will stay so many planets in your 4th house, February, March, April. It's a huge focus there on your home, on your place of living. Some of you might make big changes there sometime over the next 2-3 months, especially when Venus and Mercury go retrograde there as well. But now this Neptune North Node conjunction can open up a gate, like a portal, mystical portal, to reconnect with the roots, to forgive your ancestors and family. A lot of us blame our parents for many things. Maybe they were awful, but they had their own reason. Because the high vibration of Neptune and the North Node is unconditional love and forgiveness. And if you want it to play out in the highest possible way there, it's a great time to release pain and trauma and generational trauma and forgive and forgive through love and compassion and your parents, your ancestors. And it can be like a divine blessing for you that dissolves the bonds with the past, that dissolves the bonds with the ancestral karma in some way. And there's healing. Neptune is extremely healing at its higher vibration. At its lower vibration, there might be some deception, some secrets that come to the surface about family. But again, they come to the surface to be healed and to be released unconditionally. If you're judgmental, you're not going to benefit from this. But something can come about property, about your family, about the past, about your childhood, some memory emerging. And the ultimate goal of Neptune North Node is to heal and to release, to let go, to forgive. But also something new can start there, like a desire to find the ultimate paradise, safe haven for you. Because Neptune is very idealistic. It wants to have its safe castle, safe haven, its spiritual place for spiritual retreat. You can even create like a little space at home for this Neptunian energy to flow through. Maybe put an icon or some sacred object for you, a picture of your departed loved ones. And I don't know, like a blessing altar for the family. That can be one remedy for this, because sometimes the Neptune North Node can escalate the energy, the low vibrations of Neptune, so water damages or some damages or losses with home, with place of living, or some misunderstandings with parents, or some kind of deception, psychological and emotional deception, or that you're self-deceiving yourself for something, not seeing it clearly. Your feelings are muddled about it. So again, as I said, a good remedy would be maybe put a water feature at home, or maybe Neptune is the bedroom, fourth house is the house, Neptune is the baths as well. You might do like some kind of a, spruce it up, bring something, modernize it, make it better. North Node wants such things. It can be as simple as that, as doing some changes in your home that make it more harmonious, energy flowing, or especially connected to bedrooms, to bathrooms, and so on. But yeah, be careful for leaks, for fungi. Neptune can be those things around the home. I have to mention all of those things. Or some of you might even have like a divine grace to find the right place for them that feels like little personal paradise, because Neptune North Node is a very allowing influence. And if you're looking for property, always check for damage, for water and fungus, and for piping, because the fourth house is connected to that, and for underwater and such kind of moisture, just to make sure. And if there is any problems with real estate, it will quickly be discovered when Saturn joins the North Node. Or if there is some secrets or some unclarity or some double-facedness or deception in your personal life with your feelings, or unclarity in your feelings, there will be quickly a correction and quickly bursting the bubble of the deception, of finding out the details of the secrets within 2-3 months from now, when the North Node joins Saturn in your fourth house as well. So those fourth house things, and now there is like a possibility of too good to be true, but it can be truly a gift, divine gift from Neptune and the North Node, from God to you, about your personal life, about your family circumstances that are happening as well. So don't think it's only something fishy there always, but yeah, something important there. It's working. It's like the universe is working on your own personal piping. Well, I don't know, that might have been crude, but yeah, the fourth house and Mars in the eighth house for you, another house that talks about the psychological piping of a person, the psychological emotional channels of the person, where all the dirt and muck and waste goes. That Mars is trying to unclog it now while it's retrograde. So there is a lot of internal work for Sagittarius as well. Yes, there is connection to relationships and partnerships and business, and here the fifth house, but a lot psychological work with fourth house, eighth house. The universe is trying to help you solve traumas from the past, solve past pains, move through blockages, psychological, emotional. Mars retrograde in the eighth house is trying to clean up the dirt, to stir up the pot where all the muck goes at the bottom and festers, bringing it to the surface there. So some secrets definitely are coming out already, or in February as well, because Mars is still retrograde, that you're digging deep in your internal wiring. Work with the psychologist can be very healing, can be very regenerative, and almost like reorientation of your chakras. Eighth house rules the chakras. Mars moving retrograde there is doing the cleaning up of the chakras. When it starts moving direct towards the end of the month, 23rd, 24th onwards, when the whole March and April is moving direct in your eighth house, it's like your chakras start speeding faster in the right way, so they can be spontaneous healing, moving of energy, of stagnant energy, because Mars is fast planet. Now it's like the preparation period. It might feel like a volcano that's going to burst up emotionally, psychologically at moments, but there is deep work that's being done, as I said, cleaning up of the pipes. It might sometimes even literally manifest in February or March as purging, cleansing, expelling toxins of some sort. Also, on a more mundane level, Mars retrograde in your eighth house, if you have some complications with finances, with being financed about something, from getting help and support or money for something from others, or your partner is having financial difficulties, or your mutual finances are being more complicated. When Mars starts getting, or if you're having arguments about money, inheritances, insurances, or some stressful situations, they're having to work through it, fix it, while Mars is retrograde, do the corrective actions there, taxes, insurances, inheritances, mutual finances. What's mine, what's yours, conversations, my values versus your values. And when Mars starts turning direct towards the end of the month, you can be with much better their financial situation, or more, solved problems with mine versus yours, or some kind of a such situation, basically. All right, but yes, definitely some secrets are coming to the surface. There you go, Sagittarius. Remember, Jupiter and Venus are protecting you no matter what those planets are doing in those underworld houses, more private houses. They're cleaning you on the inside. Those planets are bringing in from the outside. And Venus in the fifth house, definitely more luck as well. Thank you. More fun.